Yo, what's happening out there with my Phenom family? Peace, love, and prosperity be all my brothers and sisters. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful evening, whatever time you decided to tune into this video. I also would like to apologize for not having a video for you guys last week. Really just a time for me to evaluate and reflect on myself and my message, and not necessarily the message that I was presenting, but the approach that I was presenting the message in. So after a week, I guess you could say, of reflecting over that, I just came to the revelation that I'm just gonna have to be myself 110% of the way. And yeah, man. Although my message might not be relatable to the mass of people, I can accept losing being myself just as much as I can be happy with winning being myself. So that's what it's all about, man. That's part of being a phenom, is beyond everything, take a stand for what you believe in, and put faith in yourself first. So yeah. But this week, on the other hand, I got a nice little topic for you guys, man. This has really been on our country's hands, and a social issue that's been heavy here, most recently these last few months, but really since the beginning of the time, well, in America. But that's another conversation. Yeah, the whole protesting thing and people being angry with people like Colin Kaepernick, and if you're a supporter of that, then I salute you. Um, Especially in the times we're living in, where people have such an opinion on things that they'll try to put you down about having your own opinion, and you're taking a stand to something that you believe in. So with that being said, we about to go in, because I feel like so many things are said right now that we just kind of got to take a step back and see what the deal is. Why are people like me and other people who agree with this, why are we saying these things? Because there's so much anger that no one's explaining themselves. I feel like a lot of times when people are listening, they're only listening to react and not necessarily to understand. So this is going to be my time to give people an understanding of what people like me who stand for something mean, instead of for you to just listen and try to react. So let's get it in, man. Alright, so all of this started from my brother Colin Kaepernick deciding not to stand during the national anthem. Um, in agreement with his former protest, you had people like Chris Brown and T.I., different celebrities and um, athletes do the same thing, or a form of protest of their own. And people like me, like I said, who really do agree with this. First off, if you stand for something, period, that is positive, I have to salute you, because we live in a world where standing for something positive is almost irrelevant. And so I have to make sure that I salute people who stand for something positive, period. Um, no matter, even if I don't agree with it, if it's positive, then I have to salute you. But then you have people who are on the opposing end that really just feel like it's very disrespectful for um, people like me to feel like we don't have to stand for the flag, just because of the fact that we feel like we are going through injustices right now in our own country, and they just feel like it's very disrespectful to vets, it's disrespectful to those who are in the army, and feeling like if we don't like this country, we can leave. All above and beyond, and I would like to call it antics that I'm going to respond to, but it's really just statements. Um, with all respect, with all respect, like I said, um, a lot of passionate words are said, but I just want to make sure before I get started that I say with all respect. So, yeah. Now, the first thing that people who really don't agree with this form of protest say, or 9 times out of 10, is that is very disrespectful to vets, those who have served, or maybe those who have died as well. And my argument for them is, do you think your country respects their vets at all? Because I don't know about you, but every time I'm riding down the street, I don't know why I see Vietnam vet, asking for food, asking for clothes, asking for money, anything that they can get, because after they got home from putting everything on the line, putting their lives on the line, their families on the line, everything that they have to offer that you want us to respect, they come home to not having nowhere to go. Now, how is that possible when a person put up everything on the table for their country? A country can't even guarantee them a place to come back to. So everything that you telling me you want me to respect, my country neglects off the rip. How's it that we have $1 million, $1 billion lotto tickets, but we can't give $1 million, $1 billion to a man who put his whole life up on the line for his country? I'm not saying give billions and millions of dollars to everyone, but make it a way to when that person comes back, ain't no such thing as being homeless. You can't come back from putting your life up, everything you have up for your country, and you come back and you ain't got nowhere to live in your country. Come on, man, that don't make no sense. So don't ask me to respect something that your own country don't respect. Because if you respected it, there's no way I would see every time I step outside a Vietnam vet or any type of vet you want to say saying they homeless. That don't make no sense to me at all. Don't come to me with that type of argument because your own country don't serve its own people. Come on, man. And after doing a little research on my own, I came to find out that just here recently in 2014, they did a study and found out that there were 50,000 verified U.S. Army soldiers that are homeless. And of those 50,000, 50% of them are minorities. Black, Hispanic, Mexican, brown, melanated people, period. Now, that's a little funny to me because we only make up 18% of the Army. I mean, these are facts. You can look it up yourself. So with that being said, now that I'm talking to my minority people in the Army, tell me this, because I respect you first off. So this is not in a disrespectful manner at all. But tell me, how would you feel after years and years of serving your country, you come homeless? You come back home homeless. And this time you didn't just come home homeless because, like I said, it's only 50% of y'all that make up this 50,000 U.S. Army vets, homeless vets. So that don't have nothing to do with the race card. We're going to throw that out there. Well, let me tell you something that might affect you specifically. This time you didn't only come home homeless. You might have came home and not had your dad. You might have came home and not had your son. You might have came home and not had your cousin, your nephew, or nowadays you might have came home and not had your mother, your niece, your little sister, your big sister. So you mean to tell me I'm supposed to stand for this country, fight for this country, fight, put my life on the line so I can come home and I'm homeless because I'll make up 50% of them homeless 50,000 people, but I'm only 18% of the Army. And then I also have to come home to not having relatives because they look scary. Or no, what? Yeah, they look scary. But I'm out here fighting for freedoms that my family can't even get at home. Does that make any sense to you?